The allegory of the cave is a popular story by Plato that came from the Republic, which is a conversation between Plato's brother, Glaucon, and Socrates. And in this, Socrates spins a beautiful metaphor about life using a cave, and this is often called Plato's cave. So let's take a look at Plato's cave and see how it can apply to our life or our financial life. So if you imagine a cave, and you really have to use your imagination here, because these drawings were done by me, but they look like they were done by me when I was 10 years old. This is a cave, so this is the cave opening up here, and then you've got the cave wall. So further imagine that you are a prisoner in this cave. You are in this cave, chained up so that all you can see is that cave wall. That's all you can see. Behind you is a fire. And then in between you and that fire are some puppets or some cutouts. And there are people that you can't see, or another way that these puppets come out between the fire and the wall, and they cast a shadow on the wall. Now, given this, what would you think your reality would be? All you can see is the cave wall, and you see all these shadows. To you, that's what reality would be. That's all that you see. That same way, our experience paints a picture of what our world is. Our money story is a collection of everything that's happened to us. And that's all we know. So that's all reality is to us. We piece together bits and pieces of how the world works based on our experience. We don't know any other way. This is all we know. So further suppose that you were able to get up and look around. So you get up and you see there's other prisoners there. You see the fire. You see the cutouts. You see the puppets. You see the shadow. This is a whole lot to take in. This completely shatters your worldview. This is completely different from what you thought. This is completely different from the world that you knew. So there's one school of thought that says, I'm going to go back to what I know. I'm going to stick to being a prisoner here because this is way too confusing for me. So it's likely then that something shattering your worldview will be uncomfortable and make you revert back to what you know. So money scripts, money stories, when something happens outside of what we think is going to happen, if our sense of coherence is busted in some way, instead of writing a new story, we just go back to the way things were. We just assume it didn't happen. But now further suppose that in some world, somebody actually says, well, what if I escape from this cave? I'm going to get out of here. So this person comes outside and they see the sun for the first time. This is the first exposure they have to the sun. So your eyes are going to be, you're not going to be able to see. Your pupils are going to be the wrong size. You're going to be squinting. You're going to have your hands over your face. You're not going to know what's going on. This is going to be uncomfortable. This is going to be very uncomfortable. So at this point, you might say, wow, I'm glad I tried it, but I hate this. I'm out of here. And you might revert back into the cave. But further suppose you stay out there long enough, you know what happens. You get used to it. You get to see that there's trees around. You get to see that there's grass. You get to see that there's other animals. You get to see all this stuff and you say, wow, this is amazing. This is totally different from what I thought. And it's better than what I thought. Okay, so this is the way that we can expand our comfort zone, get outside of our comfort zone, and then when we get to a new normal, it is a great place to be. We would never want to go back to where we were, but we might want to go back and help out the people that we know. So now, suppose you go back in and tell your friends, the other prisoners, about what you've seen. First thing that's going to happen is you're not going to be able to see anymore because now you're used to being outside. So now your pupils are the wrong size again, so you're going to be fumbling around, not able to see, when your friends, the other prisoners, they can see just fine. So in this case, when you move, say, to a different financial neighborhood, or something happens in your life that you break out of where you used to be, it's very common for people to say, look at this person. What's wrong with you? You don't fit in here. Right? But then further suppose that if you can get past the name calling and the shaming and the blaming, this person is going to share the story to these other friends and say, you got to see this. There's a whole new world out there. But imagine how crazy that sounds to these prisoners. So there's so many hurdles along the way, from reality being broken to something giving you a new sense of coherence or breaking your sense of coherence, to getting outside your comfort zone, to it being bright and uncomfortable outside your comfort zone, but then getting used to it and wanting to share this with other people, but other people thinking that you're an idiot for some reason. This is tough. In the world of finance, we talk about financial comfort zones. In a financial comfort zone, you've got a comfort level. Everybody knows there's a lower bounds to that. I'd be uncomfortable if I had less than X or less than Y. But few people think about what it's like to have more over your financial comfort zone. The rules change. Often you don't fit in with your old friends. So what can you do? The only thing you can do, you can focus on what you can control. And you can focus on living your life, because these prisoners are going to say, I don't get it. You sound absolutely crazy. So you need to go outside and you need to live your life. You need to connect with your values. You need to connect with reality the best way that you can. In the words of Seth Godin, shun the non-believers. Because there's so much to life out there. You owe it to yourself to go live it. Not try to convince other people that there's this new view. You can try if you want, but as soon as they're non-believers, as soon as they don't want to be on your team, you have to cut them. You have to cut bait and go live your life. You get one life. Live intentionally. Greetings, Derek again. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn more, please head to meaning.blog, and there you can learn about all things related to money and mindset and purpose and meaning. And you'll be able to find out how we might be able to work together. You'll find more articles. You'll find links to videos. You'll find online courses, all kinds of things to get you going on your journey towards living more intentionally.